I'll call the meeting, special meeting to order to do with an E911 road naming issue.
Public hearing.
Yeah, public hearing on it.
Okay,
Go ahead,
All
tell us
right.
what you want.
okay, so there's a road south of here. It's just over just the other side of the brook down at on the state line. You have Mason Hill south, then there's a brook.
Williamstown line.
But it's this side of Williamstown line.
Mhm.
There's a dirt road that goes up and around in the back.
Familiar with it.
What-
There's
You're going down, so you're going past Bee Hill?
Past Bee Hill all the way to the state line. Okay, you have Mason Hill south, then there's the brook, and you're headed towards into Williamstown. There's a dirt road on the other side of that brook. It's in the state of Vermont. Dugay's house sits right on Route 7, and it's like half in Vermont and half in Massachusetts. And because her driveway, the trailer that's behind it's driveway, then there's Wynn's and I think Bacon, I'm not sure who lives in the other house. And way at the end, in the Williamstown end, Williamstown side of the road is Carvel, Steve Carvel or something like that. So because we have more than 2 residences on that road, it has to be named. That's a requirement from 911. See, this is the state line.
Yeah.
That's Dugay's, that's the trailer, and this comes up and around, and it continues out. There's a house here, and a house right here.
Is this other house that you're talking about?
And
with-
then there's one way, way out at the end. This is a Vermont house here.
Thank you.
I couldn't get it to print off my printer,
Yeah, I was
so.
gonna say, I thought we'd give a
So
permit
we've
out there
been,
years
we've been
ago.
up here for a fire call just recently.
They use like 79.
Yeah, they're
six-
disabled.
They're over
Both
7,000.
disabled.
The numbers are 7,000 something Route 7. So, what started it was somebody wanted phone service or cable service, and some woman named Marie got involved in it and said, you gotta name it. Tyler got involved. The chief of police in Williamstown got involved. And then they got me involved and said, here you go, you take care of it. And I'm like, okay, so now tell me what I need to do. So the road needs a name. It'll be renumbered when it gets renamed. He has come up, Tyler,
What's your recommendation for a name?
well, I talked to Jacqueline, who owns the house on Route 7 right there, and she said it's her right-of-way, that she gave a right-of-way to the people. So she kind of would like Dugay Way.
Okay, Dugay versus Jacqueline? Why? Okay. That's what I'm
Yeah.
after.
Dugay Way.
Her last name is Dugay.
D-U-G-U-A-Y.
The only thing that makes me nervous is confusion with the Dugway,
Dugway.
Purcell's Dugway.
But Purcell,
what I was-
that's the name of the road, is Purcell's Dugway. It's not, that's the road name. It's not the Dugway.
I'm just saying, I think some people could have confusion with it.
Yeah, and they tried hard to make sure they don't
That
sound
there's
like.
never any confusion whatsoever. That's just my thought.
Well, what's the other recommendation to go back to this person with? Jacqueline Way, and then you can ask her, and then we'll decide then, because we don't have to name it tonight. If you think it's gonna be a confusion with Doug Way, the other one, then let's go back with a name that she might want.
Especially if there's already seems to be an issue with the houses at the end of the road being in Williamstown.
Right. Well, her address and the house in Williamstown uses Simon's Road. 1250 Simon's Road and 1256 Simon's Road. Our houses all use US Route 7. So either way, there's gonna be an issue there.
Do we have a Simons Road in our town?
No.
It's Williamstown.
No, it ends when you hit Vermont.
Right.
Simon's
that's
So
Road
right.
why don't we just, if that's what they're using for mail, why don't we just call it Simon's Road? Continue on out through, because now you're gonna have some road that's gonna go to the Vermont line, if I heard this right, and then when you get
But
to the Vermont line.
Simon's Road is Route 7 in Williamstown.
That's right.
Oh, it's Route 7 itself?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
no, it's no good, because you gotta get off Route 7.
Right.
Now, I would say, if you think Dugway's an issue, or,
That's just my thought. I don't know how you guys feel
Dugay.
about it, but
well, and
That
the
was
trouble
my
is
immediate
somebody's gonna look at this,
thought.
and guess what? Quickly, they're gonna look at that, the way it's spelled, and say Dugway.
I just did.
So I would
And it's
say,
up past State Line Drive, right?
No, It's the
before
other.
State Line
it-
Drive.
Right, State Line Drive is up Mason Hill South
Right.
and comes
You know,
back this way.
you can drive by there all the time and never realize it's even there. I
Well-
have. This,
Oh,
this
this
road
dirt
they were
road,
talking
the
about, like I
dirt
said,
road.
we went up there for a fire call and nobody knew where it was. It was a nightmare. I think this is probably some of the involvement, the police
Yeah.
chief from Williamstown was involved.
Well, they're
in it,
not,
too.
they don't wanna claim the house that sits on Route 7.
Right.
They don't wanna claim that. They don't wanna be responsible for that house.
Yeah, well, it's
Even
not-
though,
it's in
even though she pays
Vermont.
taxes in both states.
Well, she owns land that
No,
overlaps both.
no, the line goes through her house.
Through her house?
Through her house. This is the state line, and her house is right here. And I think she told me 75-25,
It was an issue, yes, it was.
Oh, boy.
and this is why they kind of,
It'd be quite an issue at night with the rescue squad too.
Exactly.
Because they can't
Right.
call and find out where it's the fire department. Somebody usually got an
Well-
idea, but at night when you're on call.
Well, what we're
you're
here
gonna call
for
and
is
find
to,
out.
to provide it with a name, and usually we ask the people that live on the road what they would like for the name.
Right.
In
She's
this
the only
case,
one.
we have found that basically the name that she's suggestion is in conflict with other names that are close by. And more than likely, if this woman has an illness and somebody has to respond, I would think she wants to make sure the road is clearly defined so people will be responding to her.
right,
And that's what I would say to her, and then ask her
okay.
what she wants, because I have no trouble, I don't think there's anything else called Jackie or Jacqueline
Jacqueline.
in town anywhere, is there?
No.
No, so ask her, ask
The
her,
actual Dugway's behind Turnipants, right?
and if she wants something different than that?
No,
No, it's not.
no.
Dugway's between.
Dugway's on the
around
corner by the
corner.
racetrack, on the corner
Oh,
that goes
okay.
up the hill.
And if, and if,
That's
Right.
Purcell's Dugway.
Okay, see, I was confused too, I thought.
yeah, and if she wants something different, that's fine, you know, maybe, I don't know, if this is,
Jackie's Way or something.
well,
like
I don't
that.
know if this is her married name, maybe she has a maiden name, she'll want.
I believe that's her married name, is Dugay.
So maybe she has a maiden name she'll want it named by, we don't know.
Okay,
Just
All right.
ask her, and then take into consideration what we are. It can't sound similar to other roads that we have in our town.
okay, so
Jo-
do we have to?
Or we'd rather it didn't because of 911 and fire
Well-
rescue and everything.
Right, I get that, trust me. I
So-
hear it all the time.
So with that, I would recommend that we table this, and you come back and,
Okay,
Just continue the hearing till the same time next week.
yeah, that
Okay.
What you should do.
sounds reasonable to me. So it's tabled until next week.
what's next week? The 14th?
Yes. Okay, so
6?
get a motion to do that
So moved.
next week.
Second.
And we'll continue our meeting then.
Okay,
All those in favor say aye.
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 all right.
Okay.
Well,
All
thanks.
those that wish to adjourn, unless you have other E911.
I do not at this moment.
The only other thing, when you have time, is to look at those couple of driveways over there in East Pownal, because I think there's another one that's got several houses on it, and that would be next to Potter's. There's several mobile homes out there. They've all been. One of them is Sweet.
All right,
There's a
Scott,
couple-
Scott's, he's on South Stream.
I think he's subdivided. He's got another one out in back of him, or maybe two behind him.
I think his daughter Dusty and
Yeah.
his son
And the place
Scott.
next to him, I can't think,
I'll have to go out
Stanley's
to-
sister, there's gotta be 2 or 3 at least in there also. They've
Okay.
all been subdivided, those,
They all use the same driveway?
I don't
That's the
think at
difference.
Scott's. Scott's has his own, Sweet has his own driveway.
okay.
Because
But I think the other
If you
two,
just look at those, look at
Okay.
the map and just see, but I'm thinking there's
it's
more
pretty
than,
tough looking at them. You gotta physically,
there's more than one of
kinda gotta
those
physically go out there and
lots out
really
there that have
look.
been split up now, and there's several
Okay.
houses in those driveways.
yeah, we need to know if they have individual driveways with
Especially
individual
when
address.
those have a Bennington address, which makes it really confusing.
Bennington mailing address.
Right, right.
All right, but basically, yeah, and check on the map for that one that you spoke about earlier with
There's
the log home at the
There's
end.
definitely 4 homes in that driveway.
Some strange
Okay.
reason, I think that was named long ago.
Okay, I'll look. I got my new map at home, so I'll look.
The reason why I
You're
say
thinking of the other one behind the firehouse, that was named.
No, this one was, who was the guy, he was the son-in-law to the guy that owned all the woodland out there and owned the lots that was
Candelora, Dennis Candelora.
No, he's the son-in-law to the guy that owned all that.
Cabillia.
Cabelia.
Bob Cabelia.
I think he named that road before he split it up and did something.
Okay,
You'd have to go back and look, but I can remember, because Dennis Cantalori built his after that was all developed.
Yes, after the 3 houses were in there, you're right.
Because
He
his,
put the
Now, is
fourth
he the
one-
one, he's the one that would be at the end where the cop lives?
Yes, that's his place, so he bought it.
But he's
Their
not-
name is
he doesn't-
Severo.
That's right, that's
yeah,
right.
he had
okay.
10 acres out
But
there.
they, also named the road, his Watershed Road that goes behind the firehouse. There's
That's a
several.
different one.
Okay,
But
okay, just not to
This here,
confuse.
for some strange reason, Cabela or something, I
Okay.
Yeah,
remember
could be
Cabelia,
I will,
check that.
long time ago.
I'll look into it.
When you have time,
I will look into it. I will do that this.
You need a motion to adjourn?
Yes,
No, it's
moved.
continued. You
It's
don't
continued.
Oh,
It's
okay.
continued.
yeah, we're not adjourned, we'll continue the meeting later.
All right,
This meeting's over.
all right, and I'll see you guys next week.